On today's show,
Kyrie Irving is out for the season. We'll discuss how losing Uncle Drew affects the Celtics' playoff chances.
are the Red Hot Sixers destined for the 3 seed? Have we seen the last showing at the Dirkus Circus?
And we'll cruise into a brand new edition of the Meme Team.
It's Thursday, April 5th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV, watching later on YouTube, maybe listening to the podcast, we're very happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Thank you for joining us.
To his right, it is the bearded one. It's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey-yo! And last but not least, it's the international man of mystery, taking it to the wax, Lee Ellis.
Friends.
Lee, funny you say friends. You have a friend with you today.
Yeah.
Ebony,
Hello.
thank you for joining us. You're from
Absolutely.
W Waxing Salon here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
And we're very happy to have you. I'm not so sure Lee might be.
I'm thrilled to see you.
Yeah. He says that now.
Thrilled.
So, Lee, you might as well just start taking off your shirt right now.
Oh, okay.
Because here's what's happening. You are paying off your pick'em loss for the
Right.
month of March, the fourth time you've lost this year. And seeing as we're, getting into the warmer weather. Yeah, all the way off, mate.
This is 7 o'clock.
We're approaching bikini season.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we wanted to help you out with a little manscaping.
Great.
So we are waxing that chest today.
Okay.
Yes. Throughout the entire show, Ebony is going to do her best not to kill you here. And get rid of some of that hair. Look at the shots we have on this.
Yeah.
So when you're ready, Ebony, you can start at it. Is there anything he needs to know before we get into this?
Well, I can't make you any promises about the discomfort here because your hair is rather long. I mean, I'm just being upfront, honest,
it's all right. I've been
preparing
growing
you
it-
for what to expect.
I've been growing it for about 20 years, so
Yeah.
it's probably about time. Let's be honest.
Okay.
So yeah, just let you know that. So we might have to go over a couple of areas.
Hey,
this is-
Ebony,
we
you're
gotta
the
do it.
professional. You take your time. You do whatever you need
Hey,
to do.
this is a 30-minute show.
I'm not
Let's
here
get
to
going
torture
here.
you. I'm just here to do my job.
Yeah,
Okay,
great.
here we go.
All right.
Well,
I'm
as
trying to do my
Ebony's
job as well, just so you know.
as Ebony starts getting to waxing Lee, we do have some big news to address, and that is Celtics guard Kyrie Irving. He's going to miss the remainder of the season and the 2018 playoffs to undergo a procedure on his left knee.
It's a dude one.
According to the Celtics official press release, doctors will remove 2 screws implanted in Kyrie's left patella after the patellar fracture he suffered during the 2015 finals, following a mid-March procedure to remove a tension wire that has been implanted at the same time as the screws. Pathology indicated the presence of a bacterial infection. I hope we don't get a bacterial infection tonight. Bacterial infection with Lee at the site of the hardware. To ensure that no infection
Powder.
remains in the knee, the screws will be removed. I mean, I don't know if anyone heard
Is
that.
this a waxing or a
I'm
tickling?
giving you no mercy
So
here.
far, so good.
None.
This is fantastic, Ebony.
So
Don't get too comfortable.
as Lee gets powdered up here before we get the hot wax on him to remove some of that chest hair, I want to know, guys, and Lee, you have to jump in here. How worried should the Celtics be about Kyrie's knee? How worried should they be, guys?
Lee, take it away.
Well, obviously for this season, it throws a big spanner in the works for their...
A big what?
A spanner in the works for them hoping to maybe contend for a championship, but I don't think it's the end of their season by any means. I think they can still get out of the first round of the playoffs, potentially even the second. Well, that's a little warmer there, Ebony. Yeah.
Yes, it's going to start off that way.
Okay. Yeah. I
The
mean,
wax
yeah,
it just came fresh out of the warmer. So
Oh, great! It's not one
it'll-
of Shaq's icy hots, then, is it?
It'll cool just a
Okay,
smidge,
great.
but we got to keep it good and warm to be effective.
Yeah. But anyway, the Celtics are going to have home court in the first round, no matter what. They've got the best defense in the league. They've actually been good without Kyrie this season because he's missed quite a few games already. So I think it caps their season around the second round, particularly if they have to face the Cavs. But other than that, I mean, I don't think they were looking at really trying to win the championship anyway this year. I think when they get Gordon Hayward back next season and a healthy Kyrie, I think that's, Tatum and Brown, another year under their belt. I think those guys are going to be a little more, fundamentally looking to compete in the coming years rather than this year.
Now, are you just handling this very well, Lee, or?
Well, I think it's only just started. I don't think.
Have you been waxed before?
That's a difficult question to answer.
Candle wax,
Have you had hair removed per wax
Yes, I've
before?
certainly had hair removed, that's for sure. It hasn't been this fun.
Hasn't been this fun.
Yeah.
You're enjoying yourself.
Well, so far it's okay. I'm not looking forward to when it gets to the middle of the chest there, as things get a little more, lengthy.
Okay, well, as he continues to get waxed, what do you guys think? I mean, Kyrie, they're saying, is going to come back in 4 to 5 months, so you're looking at training camp next season. No big deal?
Well, as far as being worried, President and GM Danny Ainge last week said there's nothing to be worried about because it's structurally sound. And they're telling us the same thing, that it's still structurally sound. So worry, no. I mean, yes, the playoffs and a championship is out the window. But was that really part of the picture anyways? So I guess there's no reason to be worried if you believe what they're telling us. Disappointed for the rest of the season? Yeah, but not really worried, in my opinion.
I still think there's got to be some concern that they've gone into his knee 2 different times within
Yeah.
a month, basically. You don't want to be cutting open a knee for no reason. I mean, clearly there's things going on in there that they need to get figured out. Hopefully this solves everything for Kyrie, because apparently he's been dealing with this sort of pain for almost 3 years, it seems like. So if this is kind of the thing that finally fixes it, then I don't think they have anything to worry about. But if it's going to be a lingering thing, they're going to have their 2 best players coming back from injuries, major injuries next season. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, I'm super bummed that we're not going to get playoff Kyrie.
For sure.
100%.
Of course. Next question, though, with this, guys, and Lee was sort of alluding to it. Do you think the Celtics can win a series without Kyrie? They're going to be the 2 seed. That's a lock. Can they win without Kyrie here, no matter who they get?
I think so, for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, this team came into the season with 4 returning players. They've had the best defense with only 4 guys coming back. They're a rock-solid team. Their defense will be there every single game, no matter who's in the lineup. So, yes.
But can they score enough
they're
to
gonna
beat teams 4 out of 7 times?
Yeah, they're going to depend on their young guys big time. But at the same time, Jaylen Brown's a year older. He's got to do some scoring. Jason Tatum, as Brad Stevens said recently, could be peaking right now. He's averaged 17 points since Kyrie Irving went down. So all those guys have just got to hit a couple shots, along with Al Horford. They're sort of their glue guy. I don't think there's going to be one guy who's a star like Kyrie Irving, but they're going to do it by committee. And yeah, because their defense gets you there, they can win a series.
Lee's taking a selfie
Blasting
while
Grant.
getting waxed.
Doing it for the Instagram stories, guys. I'm still working over here.
Lee, what do you think? Do you think the Celtics can still win without Kyrie? Against, it could be obviously a Heat team, a Wizards team, a Milwaukee Bucks team. That one sounded like it hurt.
That one was a little more robust.
Okay. What do you think, Lee?
Yeah, I mean, look, we know the Wizards have been inconsistent all season.
Yeah.
So I think the Celtics would probably like them in the first round. I think they could also beat the Heat, even though I think that the Heat are a very tough team. But again, home court advantage, and a great defense, and they've got that Spurs mentality under Brad Stevens, where they're not going to complain, they're not going to ask for anyone to feel sorry for them. They're going to go out there and try to, they're just going to try to compete like they've done all season long, and they're going to be tough. No one's going to just blow past them. And remember, the Celtics are going to kind of love people writing them off right now.
True.
They're going to be saying, like, everyone's now just dismissing us. Guys like Terry Rozier, who's been great in Kyrie's absence, he loves a sort of challenge and an opportunity like this. So
I wrote you off before this show thinking you'd be in pain, but man, you're handling it like
she's
it's
not tickling me, I'll tell you that.
You said it was a tickle earlier in the process.
Yeah, I mean, but it's that, I like the warm wax. It feels great.
Trey, let me ask you. I mean, do you buy this, that the Celtics, no problem, they'll get out of the first round? Or is there one team, like, are teams going to be looking to try and fall into that 7th spot to take on a banged-up Celtics team?
I think that would be the smart move. That's the team you would want to play of the top 4 teams.
Yeah.
You look at the possible opponents they have, Indiana, Miami, Milwaukee, or Washington. They're 6-8 total against those teams, and that's only 2 losses came without Kyrie Irving. Those teams have been kind of taking it to the Celtics a little bit this year. Without Kyrie, since he's gone out with this injury, they're 24th on offense, 7th on defense. So the defense, no doubt, is going to keep them in it. And like Lee's saying, they've got Brad Stevens. They're going to be close in any game. Brad Stevens is going to have them in the right thing. They're going to make it tough on defense, but like you were saying, Skates, who's going to score for him? You're talking about Al Horford, who has been a reluctant scorer, Jaylen Brown, who is only in his 2nd year, and Jason Tatum, who's never played in the playoffs. It's going to be really tough. So, yeah, I think first round, they could maybe still get out. Probably going to be a 7-game series. Second round, I think teams are going to be angling to try and be the number 3 seed.
He's giggling over there. Oh, we're moving a little south here, are we? Okay.
Hey, let's keep it in the Northern Hemisphere.
All right.
That's a hairy one.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, you've done a great job, Ebony. Take the rest of the night off, sweet.
Guys, which team do you think benefits, though, the most from Kyrie's absence? Is there a team outside of maybe those 6, 7, and 8 seeds that benefit?
I don't know. I think the first round opponent, really.
You think it's that?
To me, I don't think it's the Sixers or the Cavs. I mean, the Sixers, if they happen to get the 3 seed and the Celtics get out of that first round and they meet in the second round, sure, the Sixers benefit.
Yeah.
But if you're the Cavs, do you want to face a Celtics team that you should probably win? I think you want tough series the rest of the way.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting way to look at it. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually do think it's the Sixers, assuming they can get to the 3
Yeah.
seed. The Cavs are going to beat the Celtics no matter what. Maybe it'll be a 4-game sweep. They like that where they can win 4 quick games and then kind of chill for the rest of that round. But if the Sixers can get there, they would rather play against a team that's missing their best players rather than LeBron James.
All right,
Sure.
We got lots more still to come on the show tonight.
I don't know. This looks good. Half of a
Yes.
wax chest.
Yeah, as Lee gets his chest waxed for the pick'em loss.
Yeah.
He seems
That's the way.
to be oddly loving it.
Way.
I mean, we put the guy in a wetsuit and he freaked out, but he's had no problem with getting his
Just relax,
chest waxed.
man. Relax.
All right, when we come back,
Relax.
the up down report. Back with the starters, it's a pick'em payoff day where Lee is getting his chest waxed. We're about halfway done. Ebony,
You're doing a great job,
Close
Ebony.
to.
Yeah.
how's it going? What do you do with the hair that you rip off him?
We throw it away.
Oh, really?
We don't recycle
You
it.
could make a duvet out of mine.
Gross. Hanging on the set.
All right, so
Should hang it on the set.
yeah, let's get a good. Oh, let's.
Oh,
little neck.
yeah,
Little
well,
neck
It's
rip.
getting waxed.
Up on the neck.
okay.
Off your
Oh, yeah, let's get a good one here.
Make it hurt a lot.
Lee, give us your best Steve Carell impersonation here when we get a good rip here. All right, here we go. Let's set it in.
Well, hang on. I don't know what that means over the Steve Carell.
I forgot you don't watch
The
movies.
40-year-old version.
I haven't seen it. No.
You've never seen it.
Basically, you.
That's amazing.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was worth it. Okay, into the Uptown Report, where we figure out where we stand on some hot button NBA topics, hot wax NBA topics. First one, guys, the Philadelphia 76ers are rolling. Last night, Philly won their 12th straight game, eliminating Detroit from playoff contention with the 115-108 victory. The win pulled the Baby Sixers even with Cleveland for 3rd place in the East. They're just 2 wins shy of 50, guys. I want to know, though, are you up or down on the 76ers finishing with that number 3 seed? What do you think? We got down. Lee, what do you got over there?
Yeah, I think it's down because
Okay.
they've got to play the Cavs, and it's going to come down to that game, and I think the Cavs' experience is going to get them over the line. They've both got a fairly soft schedule otherwise, but I just think even though, Sixers are playing incredible 12 in a row, they're due for probably at least one loss. They might drop another, and I think LeBron knows what's at stake as far as that second round. As we talked about the Celtics, he probably wants to face them. So I think the Cavs are just going to squeak this one out.
Okay.
Yeah, Lee nailed it for me. The Cavs are up 2-1 in the tiebreaker. If they win on Friday, they've got it. And like Lee said, LeBron knows that if he can get to the number 3 seed, if the Cavs are the number 3 seed, likely it will be the Celtics or a 7 seed.
I think you liked your point. You loved your point.
We got a nipple rip on that one, I think.
Nip rip. That's exactly what it was.
Hey, that's a straight nip rip here. Here we go.
Ebony, do you avoid the nipples at all, or do you got to just go over top?
Go
of them?
around it.
Is that the same
Oh, straight
size as
through it,
his nipple when you started, or has it gotten smaller?
You agree?
Yeah, I think, the Sixers have been playing great, but
Yep.
the Cavs have also been playing really well.
Yeah.
They're 9-1 in their last 10, and both have a fairly soft schedule, sure. But a couple games I think LeBron's going to be really pumped for. Those 2 Knicks games at the end of the year,
Sure.
Enes Kanter has said that he's been looking forward to these 2 games. Count those as 2 wins for the Cavs. And I think they take Philly. Philly's not full strength. You got to remember that. And they've won 12 in a row, but only one of those games has been against playoff games, playoff teams.
Right.
So not to take anything away from them, but the Cavs are rolling.
The Friday night game between the 2 teams could decide this number 3 seed for sure. All right, next one here, guys. The Mavs announced today that Dirk Nowitzki underwent surgery on his left ankle and will miss the remainder of the season. Now, the surgery is considered relatively minor, and it's not expected to affect Dirk's decision on whether he does or doesn't return for a 21st season next year. But, some people aren't convinced this could be it. Are you guys up or down on Dirk retiring this offseason? Down, and Lee.
Back, Dirk.
Okay,
he's been actually very what's the word?
Resilient.
Resilient this year. Yeah, playing all 77 games so far. I mean, obviously his production's dropped, but it's still great to see him out there. He can still knock in those shots, and I don't. It's always a sad time when we lose one of our legends. So if he can drag it out for another season, I'm all for it.
Yeah, he told Mark Stein that he signed for 2 years prior to this season. Next year will be year 2. He's planning on coming back. He's got things to play for, too. Next year would be a record 21 years playing with the same team. He could end up in the top 5 in scoring, depending on what happens with LeBron next season. So, yeah, I think we'll see Dirk again.
Yeah, he's durable. Why can't he come out there for only 232 points to get to the 5th spot? That's like, 23 games averaging 10 points.
And he did play 77 games this season, which is pretty crazy for a guy in his 20th year.
Surprising.
Yeah, all right. Finally, quick one here. Udonis Haslem, he hit a clutch free throw in the final seconds of the Heat's blowout win in Atlanta last night. He denied those in attendance of a free Chick-fil-A sandwich, because that's the Atlanta's fourth quarter promotion. If an opposing player misses consecutive free throws in the fourth, well, it's Chick-fil-A for all. But yeah, you see there, Haslem shut that down. Are you guys up or down on Haslem denying fans of a Chick-fil-A, a free Chick-fil-A sandwich?
What do Hawks fans have? Give them some chicken.
Yeah.
You guys are brutal.
Lee, why are you up?
Yeah, not only did he deny them the Chick-fil-A, but then he actually taunted the fans
Yes.
as well. So I think that's great.
Uh-oh, neck one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, we're running out of hair here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Lee. It's WrestleMania week. It's a perfect time for a heel move. You make the free throws, they don't get their sandwiches, and then you tell them about it. Shh. Maybe he'll team with Braun Strowman at WrestleMania here. We'll
A
see.
lot of wrestlers are clean-shaven, too.
Yeah.
Just like Lee. You're going to be a wrestler, Lee.
Yeah, I didn't realize I had quite so much hair in some of the places I've got it here, high up on the shoulders.
Yeah, I can't wait till we move to your arms.
Or to your pits, perhaps.
All right, we got to take a break. The madness will continue here on a pick 'em payoff day. When we come back, brand new edition of the Meme Team. We'll cruise right into it. Don't go anywhere.
The Starters is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, official partner of the NBA.
Back with the starters. Get a look at this.
Oh, no.
That's all of Lee's chest hair as he pays off his March pick'em loss, getting his chest waxed. Ebony coming through.
Yeah, she's doing a great job.
W Waxing
Wonderful
Salon here in
job.
Atlanta. Oh, Lee.
I feel like
Have a look at this one.
Why are you
We got
touching
hair
that?
dangling off it. Waxing gross hair. That was the one that hurt, I think.
What were you going to say, Lee? How you
I feel
doing?
like Mr. Bigglesworth.
What, the hairless cat? From,
Dr. Evil's
from Dr.
cat. Yeah.
You look like it, I guess.
Who was that?
Hasn't seen the 40-year-old virgin.
Well, let's keep.
Has seen Austin Powers.
Are we going to start moving south?
Yes, we are.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, we are.
Exciting.
Land down under!
Let's go to Central.
We're stopping at
Oh, we're going to the Central Division.
Yeah, Central
of Lee's
America.
body.
We're not going southern hemisphere.
Let's go to the Meme Team. Our favorite weird and wacky moments from the past 7 days. Oh, goodness.
At number 5, Anthony Davis pulled an April Fool's prank on everyone. He said he was going to lose the unibrow by shaving.
Weak.
Yeah, you gotta be a man and wax like Lee Ellis.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't do it. We're all losers in this, except for Red Bull. They're winners.
Good for Red Bull. At number 4, Al Horford once again flinched on a rebound. Ah! This one during the game. Now, Big Al did explain why he flinches to Taylor Snow of Celtics.com. Have a listen.
Just try to keep it loose sometimes for the guys. The game is so serious at times, and I take it very serious, but there are times that you put things in perspective. I mean, that's something I've been doing for years.
Al Horford just saying he's a jokester here with all these rebound flinches. He's been doing it since his Hawks days. Usually, as I said, at the free throw line, the latest one in the game. Do you guys buy this?
It is funny.
I believe it.
It is funny. I definitely buy it at the line. In play? I don't know.
At number 3, ESPN NBA jamifies this season's highlights.
LeBron James incoming. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Rejected. Whoa, boom shakalaka. Oh, that was an ankle breaker crossover from Harden. You bring the peanut butter, and I'll bring the jam. Uncool, Embiid. You shot blocked me, dude. I'm the bus driver, and I'm taking you to school. Oh, I love it when you call me Big Blocker. Old school rap on the rim, Run DMC style. That's run, dunk, muy caliente.
Happy 25th NBA Jam.
This meme team is heating up. At number 2, Clippers giant Boban Marjanovic. He brought it this week. There he is in a little go-kart, though that could be a real Formula One car for all we know. Lots of dancing clips of him with DeAndre Jordan and Tobias Harris.
LA has been great for Boban.
Yeah. And he just brings the guys together. Oh, I love you guys. Love dancing with you guys. Look at this, though. Holding a softball. That's a softball.
That's unbelievable.
In this man's hands. Wow.
Why does he have that on the side of the court?
Well, we're not sure. And then, sometimes being a giant, well, it helps playing basketball. Look at this little dump pass in there. It looks like a very solid play, Lee.
Almost, yeah.
At number 1, this was the hot meme this week. If you don't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Marcus Smart, the jump shooting versus the grinding. That makes sense. Russell Westbrook, the ugly outfit to the cooler outfit, I guess. Devin Booker, the young Devin Booker, still looking good, but much cooler after the three-point contest
cool.
win. Giannis, the young, fresh-faced Giannis to the guy jumping over Tim Hardaway. And then Trey Kirby. Hold on, wait a minute. Those are backwards.
That's backwards. Hey!
Hey, you look great shaven, Trey.
That's
Come
better.
on.
I'm getting waxed after the show.
Yeah. All right. When we return, Lili's very smooth play of the night. Tonight on TNT, Wizards, Cavs, followed by the Wolves and Nuggets. That is a huge game in terms of playoff implications. Last night's pick and play, 76ers Pistons. 76ers, they extended that winning streak, so did Trey and Lee. Tass and I not off to a great start here for the month of April. Tonight's picks, Warriors Pacers. Everybody's got the Warriors except for me. I'll take the Pacers at home. Good luck. Lily,
Yeah.
you good to go with the VSP?
Just a sec. Ebony's going to work here. Yeah, DeJounte Murray here with a beautiful hustle play. Where did he go?
Where is he?
Only Pau Gasol knows. He's underneath. Beautiful finish. That's what I call, a very smooth play.
Excellent. All right. Well, we're almost done on the on Lee's pick'em payoff.
I was just going to say, Ebony, you missed a spot, but you know what? It's fine. Leave it.
So how you feeling, Lee?
I feel great, yeah. But
Yeah?
it's one of those things, it's like, you can't be like, you can't do half a job. I'm going to have to finish it off now, so, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go
I
all
can't
the
go
way.
home like this, can I?
Well, I mean, you could.
Got a little home waxing?
Yeah. No, it's great.
And Ebony, how has Lee been as a? What do you call
Actually, he's
him?
been rather of a
patient?
champ, I should say,
Yeah,
Yeah?
tough guy.
for the most part.
Oh, we're getting real low.
There you go.
Free shout out to Joe Boxer.
You might find some things out of this.
Oh, there, Lee, look up. Lee, look up. Look at the, there.
Oh my God, Mr. Bigglesworth.
Would you like that?
He's a beautiful creature, I'll tell you that much.
All right. Lee, fantastic job.
Yeah,
Ebony,
looks
thank you
good.
so much for coming in, helping us out with this.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you can continue. Just because we're going off the air doesn't mean you got to stop. Lee might be here all night. We'll get onto those arms, the
I don't
pits.
find anything in the belly button there.
Gross, man.
That's gross. You've done so much work.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was going to be the worst part.
Drop podcast tomorrow. Us tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern with a very smooth Lee.
Whoa!